You seem very content on being single.
I was engaged. Yeah, it's a fun time.
I could tell.
I was engaged in 2019. That was the last time. And then I just been smutting it out.
Uh-oh. So this is a red flag. If the girl ever says that she's been engaged before or engaged multiple times and now she's smutting it out, I mean...
And then I just been smutting it out. And then I just...
Somebody come and look at this.
Smutting it out.
Yes, and what's funny is this also demonstrates the classic, you know, where women are like overweight and stuff, and yet they can still get laid and stuff like that, whereas men, if they're not in the top 10%, it's not going to be, you're not going to have a chance. Hello and welcome to the heliosblog. My name is Helios, here for another reaction video. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit all for notifications. If you'd like me to comment on a video, compilation, or Reddit post, please send the link to theheliosblog at gmail.com. Alright, let's continue.
Don't approach me. I'll approach you if I like you.
What? You want to approach a guy?
Of course. I'm going to give you my number. I'm going to f you. I'm the one that has the power. What if I...
So this is where women, right, are just taught incorrectly by modern society. This girl's like, I'll approach you, I'll give up my number, I have the power, like... I mean, she's not wrong in the sense that women are the selectors of men, right? And, but men usually don't respond to masculine sort of behavior. Also, it's pretty funny that this girl's response to what's the best way to approach a woman is that I'll approach you, don't bother, right? And it's just implying that women are only attracted to the top 10 or the top 5% of men, and all the other ones are invisible, right? But it's actually false that that women have the power. I mean, they have the power to be the selectors, but they have no power to actually get a relationship. Men control that. Also, if we consider what womanism has done, it's actually given a lot of selective power to men in the top 10, top 5%, because as more and more women sort of concentrate their attention on a small percentage of men, those men become exponentially more valued and wanted, and so those men gain much more power. Okay, let's move on.
I like you. I'm going to
Jump
ask
on the
for your
King's
number.
bonds for her.
Real quick, Monet. So you said you was different. So how can a man approach you?
It can be something simple. Say we're on the line standing supermarket. You can see some fruit, see something. Oh, you know you like fruit? Yeah, I like fruit. I like corny, and I like corny for the simple fact that it lets me get to know you. Like, now the one that walks up like, oh yeah, you mad beautiful. I can't stand that. I can't stand walking in the street all
But the
day.
man telling you beautiful.
Yeah, but
a man may feel like approaching you with a compliment is the best way to grab your
That's what I'm
attention.
saying.
So then tone down your compliment.
So what if
It's actually true that women don't actually like men that start off with compliments. Women are so used to receiving compliments that they actually will turn down a man that comes in with a compliment. But it's pretty funny that she kind of tells on herself, right? Because when she says that she doesn't like that, what she's implying is that it's worked on her in the past. So it's pretty funny that she says she doesn't like it when actually she said yes to it. Let's see this girl here.
yeah.
there's no hollering on the
And
street?
I don't want
Yeah,
that
you,
to go.
you're gonna have to figure out the
So I
right
gotta-
time.
So I gotta find y'all in the grocery store and compliment
Not
some
just the
folks.
grocery store, but you have
No,
to
it's
find
just
the
not
right
meant to be.
time.
Right. So and this is true, right? Like women always have the ability to change their mind or to say no or to say yes at any opportunity. This is why they say that women are the selectors of the species, right? Because they say find a nice way to approach me. Do X, Y, Z. Meet my 100-point list of requirements, which they then throw away for Chad. You know, things like that. Okay, let's move on.
Honestly, I just don't like it to be like, oh, I did this for you. I just feel so entitled, but I got it.
You're not going for this?
Wait. She said that men feel entitled? Actually, women feel entitled when she's like, don't ask me to, to be grateful for what you've done for me. Here's the question that it says up there. Asking women, would they split finances in a relationship 50-50? I think you can probably guess what the answer to this question is.
So give me a percentage. What percentage you want?
I'm just gonna pay like the cable bill.
Why do you think some women?
I'm just going to pay the cable bill. Right. So the idea is that women, they say that they want equality. They say that they want an equal relationship. What they actually want is equality when it suits them, and chivalry and a full ride when it suits them. So they don't want to split the finances 50-50. They want the man to pay for everything. And yet they don't want to be grateful. They don't want to thank a man. They don't want to cook and clean. They don't want to play their role. So they want men to provide their traditional role while they don't have to do anything. This is the state of the modern world. 2022, gentlemen.
Women are not comfortable going 50-50 on the bills.
Maybe they're like insecure, but like I want a sugar daddy. That's gonna.
I mean, at least this girl is honest in 2022, right? Many women are not looking for an equal relationship. They're not even looking for... Okay, let me explain something. Straight out of the rational male. Roll Tomasi here. Women have a dualistic mating strategy, okay? So they have AF-BB. So AF, or alpha seed, whatever. So they want to sleep with the absolute most physically attractive man they can and take his genes. And then, while they're doing that, they then want the BB, the beta bucks, the man to come in and pay for everything. And so you see this sometimes in... over time, right, where the girl will sleep with a man, have his child, and then want another guy to pay the bills and take care of her and save her from bad decisions. That's one way they do it. Or they might be in a relationship with a nice guy and go and sleep with other men on the side. And in this case, that's what this girl is describing here. So she is already clearly sleeping with a guy, and then at the same time she wants a sugar daddy. She wants a guy to pay for all the bills. Now, this is not chivalry or equality or womanism. This is just women's straight-up dualistic mating strategy shown on screen. Anyway, leave me a comment if you agree or disagree with my commentary here. That's what the comment section is for. Okay, let's continue.
I'm gonna pay all my bills.
You do want a sugar daddy?
I do want a sugar daddy.
Are you willing to give up the sugar for the bills getting paid? Why do y'all...
Her expression was perfect. Are you willing to give up the sugar for the bills being paid? And her expression, exactly. Of course not. So she doesn't want to feel like she's, a lady of the night, and yet she wants to. So basically, what she's going to do, she's going to string the guy along that's paying all the bills and sleep with a different man, a man who she's actually attracted to. Okay, let's see again.
I think women don't want to go 50-50. Women be like,
cheap and they're broke.
Right, so if men don't pay for all your bills, they're cheap and they're broke. But if you are asking for a man to literally take care of all the financial load, what are you bringing to the table? So these women are not bringing the qualities that men want, but they expect men to pay for everything. And if they don't, they're not a man, they're a little boy, they're cheap, they're weak. You see? It's just shaming if men don't do what they want. Ridiculous.
Karma's a bitch, and you were acting up, smashing older married men, and now you yourself are old, and you got a married man, and the competition is real, sis, because now the next generation coming after you got 10 times the daddy issues, and they'll smash your man in front of your face.
Oh my God.
They'll have that kind of audacity. The next
I think I've already seen this clip. Basically, it's just talking about how the degeneracy of women is increasing, and so it's going to be harder for the older generation to compete with the younger generation. But it's always been harder for the older generation of women to compete with the younger generation, which is why women need to capitalize on their youth and beauty while they have it, because if they don't, they're going to waste it and be destroyed in the long term.
Generation's not going to carry her home or not. She's finna FaceTime you while she's doing it and tell you what you're going to do about it.
Right, exactly. Okay, let's move on. Let's see what this guy has to say.
Like that was true maybe in the 50s and 60s, but nowadays the modern woman is totally different. Like, she is completely evolved, right? She's no longer this sweet and innocent Charmander. Now she's this feisty and assertive Charmeleon, and I don't think everybody was a big fan of Charmeleon. So, how has a modern woman evolved? So my thing is the modern woman's values have changed. So in the past, I would argue that the number one value that women had was being married. Nowadays, that's not true. Most women care about having a satisfying career as the number one value.
Indeed. Women want to be strong and independent and have a career as their primary value. And there's a huge problem with this, and the problem is that it actually goes against women's nature, right? It goes against women's biological nature. Women are supposed to be the progenitors of the human race. They're supposed to want to be in a stable relationship with a man of value, have his children, and be happy in that relationship. But of course, with the modern education system and womanism, etc., women are not taught to be this way. They're taught to be strong and independent. And when I say independent, what I mean is they're taught to be independent of men. And that is a huge problem that will lead to women's ruin.
Number two, their desire was to have kids. Not so much as much. Now they care about having financial stability.
Right, and here's the thing. If women desire to have financial stability instead of having children... Now, see, before... what would happen is women would get into a marriage with a man to have financial stability for her children, because a woman's biological reason for wanting financial stability is in order to raise children. But they've been so far removed from that due to their education that now they don't even know why they actually want the financial stability. So anyway, what ends up happening in the modern world is women sleep around, waste their youth, can't get a man, and later on, when they believe that they're attractive and financially stable and better positioned to get a man, they're not. That's when they want to get married, and they say, I'm a strong independent, I have a PhD, I have a career, I can pay for myself, etc., etc. And none of these qualities are the qualities that men actually want. So the modern woman is self-defeating in a way.
Number three, their value was going to be able to have, satisfying relationships. Not as much. Now they care about, self-sufficient, self-reliance, and self-love, right?
Right, exactly. So a quality of modern women is that they want to be independent. But when you describe independent, the independence they're referring to is independence from men. And here's the problem. The problem is that a woman can be independent from a man. She totally can. She can live her life as a man. But here's the issue. If a woman does live her life as a man, what ends up happening is every single man looks at her, sees that she's independent, sees that she doesn't want a man, sees that she doesn't want a relationship, sees that she doesn't want to play her role, and they will just never commit to her. And because they never commit to her, she ends up 35, 36, 38, alone, and then buys cats. Because no man wants her. That's the problem with the modern world. Women are incorrectly educated and ruin themselves in the long term.
To be able to have happiness on their own. So let's go ahead and break
the whole economy.
If I'm fucking a nigga, right, and he good and he...
No. We're going to skip this because that is... no, that's too much swearing. Okay, next.
They enough for a man. Because we're going to talk about truth. Now, if you can eat your favorite food for $3.75, that's cool. I don't know most men that can. I love shrimp. I love seafood. I don't want that shit every day. And I love pussy. Not your pussy, just pussy in general. And I don't want your shit every day. You go to other countries, motherfuckers be having like 12 wives, 4 girlfriends. Akon came to this country. I just looked at this shit the other day. They had like, I can't even think of what show they was on. You had 1 woman in there, 2 men. The man in there. His girlfriend is on a reality show. They said wife, and the wife corrected them and said, no, that's his girlfriend. And he looked as shocked. But I'm like, what the fuck are you shocked for? But he's shocked because America teaches you to be with one man, one woman.
I mean, he's not wrong. What he's describing is called Puritanism, right? That America runs off of Puritan Christian culture, right? At least it did. But in the modern times, there is a new religion that Americans follow, and that religion is called womanism. And in the religion that's called womanism, in that religion, women are favored in every possible regard. And so, men are expected to live lives, right? Men are expected to live lives that favor women in all ways. And since they're forced or, culturally pushed to live lives that favor women in all ways, they're pushed to be monogamous. And monogamy favors women. Because when a woman has a man monogamously, then she can control his actions. She can control his behavior through his sex drive. And as a result of being able to control this man, she can then Black Widow spider him. She can cut off his head and drain his resources as he loses his masculinity slowly over time. So the religion called womanism favors women in all ways, and that's why men in the West, even the absolute apex men like Akon, for example, why they are shocked when other cultures do it differently.
He's from Africa.
Yeah.
And this is the women that get this concept in America that I should be enough.
So date number 3, I'm like, let me see if she reached. And she looked around, and then looked around.
Yeah, we both looking
and
around.
And then you know what I'm saying, I let her sit for a little bit. Date number 3.
Now you tripping. You wilding. You tripping. You are wild. Date number 3? You are out of line. Date number 3? Out of line and out of pocket.
Wait, what? I don't even understand. Did he say if she doesn't pay by the 3rd date that he's out? If she doesn't offer to pay for something? Okay, let me relate this to a little bit of theory here so you can get an idea. So that's an apex man, right? He's a guy who's very attractive to multiple women, and so he's able to set whatever frame he wants, right? So if his frame is, I want the girl to pay for me, I mean, he can get a girl to pay for him, right? That is fully possible for a man who's in the apex because, as I said, womanism has elevated men in the top 10, top 5% to basically God status, and they have huge ability to monopolize the sexual marketplace, and they can do it to this extent, right, where women can't lock them down, and the man can sort of determine whatever he wants as requirements. In this case, this man's requirements are that the girl should pay by the 3rd date. But of course, he has other requirements too, like bedroom fun right away and so on, I'm sure. Okay, moving on.
The problem with the modern woman, she believes that her value to men is derived from her education, her status, and her money.
Exactly. Actually, this is incredibly well put. So modern women believe that their status is derived from education, status, and money. But that's actually where a man's status is derived from, that and physical fitness. So when a woman believes that her status is derived from this, she's being solipsistic. She's believing that what she finds attractive in others will find attractive in her, because she has trouble understanding a male's perspective, right? And so what women do as a result is they neglect their fitness, they neglect their age, they sleep around, they get educated, gain status, and gain money, and then expect men to come along and find them as attractive as women find men who are 30 plus, established, with status and money. And when they see that men don't find them attractive, they're outraged. They say, men are against women, that men are the worst, but actually the issue is that they don't understand what men actually desire. So here are the 5 things: fit, feminine, submissive, sexually loyal, and cooperative. Those are the 5. And if women don't have those, well, also, by the way, fitness includes age. Okay, let's move on.
when in reality, men do not give a shit about these different things. These are the different things that women are looking for in a man. These are the different qualities and traits that attract women to men. But the same cannot be said for men. Men are looking for different traits and different qualities in a partner, in a woman. Men are looking for a woman that is feminine, submissive, loyal, attractive, and nurturing. Now, I'm all for a woman that wants to level up, get her education, right, get her money on point, do what you gotta do, you feel me? But at the end of the day, if you're looking to attract a male partner, then you must understand what men are looking for.
Indeed. So as I said, basically, women are not, they don't know what men want. And then when they hear videos like this or videos like mine, they're outraged. They're like, how dare you say you're so shallow for desiring these things? When before, even 2 generations ago, mother, grandmother, every friend, every parent, every relative, every one of them would tell women what they needed to do. But now the modern religion, womanism, teaches women wrong and tells them they can have it all and act however they want and be men and attract men. And it's totally wrong. And that's why so many of them end up alone and as cat ladies. Because of this.
In a woman. Men want to be men, and they want their woman to be a woman. Men, take note.
Okay, last one. Here we go.
The problem of modern women. The biggest problem that modern women are facing today is that they have bought into the belief that men are to be blamed for their problems.
True. Also, here's something of note. Women will only start speaking the truth and only wake up too late. They wake up past the age of 35 and they realize too late that they're missing something essential that they need to have in order to attract men. But at that point, when they realize what they actually needed to have in order to attract men, at that point, it's already too late and they can't attract the men that they want. This is why it's so important for mothers, grandmothers, the culture, and the friends, for everyone to actually tell women the truth. Because actually, women get destroyed in the modern womanist culture much more than men. Men can walk away and still be happy, but women cannot. If women don't know the truth, women get destroyed. So men, basically, their solution is to walk away or to become like chads, right? There is no solution. If they're taught incorrectly, it's done. And men get second, third, fourth chances, right? You could be an idiot as a man until you're 30, figure it out, fix the problem, and then have success. But for a woman, if she gets to 30, hasn't figured it out, and wasted her youth, it's done. And yes, and then women turn around and say that it's men's fault, right? That it's all men's doing, and taking no responsibility. If women learned wisdom and temperance and responsibility, they would have much better outcomes in life, really. Okay, let's see what else this girl has to say.
And why that is so negative is because first, it keeps them in a childlike state where they are forever the victim of other people.
Right.
Second, they will never face up to their own shit, to their own problems.
Exactly. If women don't take responsibility, they don't understand that they are literally one of the huge reasons why the problem continues. It's true. Yes, absolutely.
They are contributing to the problem. And third, a part of them will never want to be in a relationship, and they will always keep manipulating subconsciously the relationship.
This is not true. They don't manipulate the relationship so the relationship doesn't work out. That's not what women do. What happens is that women want the winner men, right? But the winner men, because they're not forced to marry, because there's no enforced monogamy anymore, they just don't commit. And so what happens is these women get passed around by the top 10 or 5% of men, while these men keep sleeping with more and more girls because they never have to commit. and then it ruins the women because the women actually didn't have the wisdom to understand what was happening. So it's not the women that manipulate the relationships to not work out. The women follow the nature, and there's nothing around to temper that nature, right? There's no cultural barriers that protect women from their own nature anymore, like there used to be. All right, I think we're going to end the video there. So remember to sub on your way out, and also please leave a comment if you agree or disagree with the things that I'm saying. Anyway, I really appreciate that you listened to the end of the video, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Please remember to do all of the following. Like the video for the algorithm. Comment on the video. I respond to all comments and I'll give you a heart. Subscribe and hit the bell so you can see my content on your feed. Check out all of my content on other platforms. It spreads the reach of the channel. YouTube, bit.ly/heliosyoutube. Rumble, bit.ly/heliosrumble. My blog is realheliosblog.com. My podcast, bit.ly/heliospodcast. My Patreon, patreon.com/theheliosblog. You can also support the show at bit.ly/heliosdonations and buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. Thank you so much for all of your support.